Dad, I don't get it. You always say money doesn't grow on trees. But isn't money made of paper?
Well, yeah, but paper comes from trees. That doesn't mean we can just shake a tree and have dollars fall out.
But wouldn't that be awesome? Imagine going outside and just money rain.
Oh, if that were true, every squirrel in the world would be rich.
I'm sure a lot of you people have seen this type of content on TikTok. This year, you have no excuse. I'm going to be teaching you how to create this type of 2D animation so that you can also bring about your ideas. It could be memes, it could be jokes, it could be inspirational quotes, so that you can use this 2D animation to bring them to life and you can go ahead and put them on your social media accounts. The first thing you need to do is go to ChatGPT. Imagine you want to create a joke or a two-way conversation between a father and a son. So I'm just going to go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to help me create a two-way conversation between a father and a son. For you, you can decide to create inspirational quotes or inspirational content, or you can even decide to create jokes. It could be mom jokes or dad jokes. So having used ChatGPT to create the content, I'm going to head over to the next tool we are going to be using for this content, which is 11 Lab. 11 Lab is an AI tool that can help you generate or convert text to speech. Once you're in 11 Lab, register if this is your first time. Then next, click on text to speech at the left hand side. Just go ahead and click on it. Next, I'm going to head back to ChatGPT and bring the first conversation. That is the first one the first question Timmy, the son, asked his father. So I'm just going to copy the text. Then I'm going to head over to 11 Lab. I'm going to go ahead and paste it in the text box. Then I'm going to go to voices and choose a voice for Timmy the son. Timmy is the son in the conversation. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick Alex Wright. I think it's okay. I like Alex Wright. So I'm just going to click on the voice, then listen to it. I think I like it. Then I'm going to go ahead and choose it like this. Further, I'm going to click on generate speech to generate the first speech from the son. Then I'm going to head to the bottom right and click on the download button to download my first speech. I'm going to also go back to my computer. Then I'm going to go to the download section of my computer. This is a hot tip. I'm going to go and rename the speech I just generated. I'm going to rename it Timmy1. This is for easy organization and also for me to immediately recognize my speeches when I'm using them in CapCut. So having done that, I'm going to head over back to ChatGPT. I'm going to copy the next conversation, which is the dad conversation. Then I'm going to go to voices. I'm going to choose James for the dad conversation. Then I'm going to paste it in the text box. I'm going to click on generate speech to generate it. Then I'm going to head over to the download button to download it. I'm also going to go back to my download section in my computer and rename this dad1. I'll rename the first speech for the dad as dad1, and I'm then going to return back to ChatGPT and pick the next conversation, which is for Timmy2. This is the next conversation. It is the Timmy2 conversation. I'm going to copy it and return back to 11 Lab, paste it in the text box, then choose the voice for it. I think I'm just going to use the same Alex so that it is uniform, Alex Wright. I'm going to generate the speech, download it, or rename all of the speeches you download from 11 Labs. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it in order to save time. But I believe by now you get the drift of what I'm trying to explain. Finally, I have generated voiceover for the dad and Timmy the son. Next, I'm going to go to Google and type in Adobe Express Animate Your Voice. So I'm going to click on Start. Then you have to register if this is your first time. I'm going to go ahead and click on the characters, then search for the first stick figure. Like this guy, I'm going to search for him, then adjust till he fits into the background like this. So I'm just going to go ahead, adjust him and bring him down. Next, I'm going to go to background. Here you have the option of uploading your background image, or you can choose from the custom colors just the way I am doing on the screen. You can click on more colors to see more colors to choose from. Just click on more colors like this. You can see that you have colors available, more colors available for you to choose from. Next, you can decide to choose from the different cartoon background they provided. This is really cool if you ask me, and you can use it to achieve anything. I'm going to go back and change it to color. I prefer to use this color blue, so I'm just going to change to this color blue. Then I'm going to go to size. You can choose from any size. Next, I'm going to go to browse and bring in my first audio from 11 Lab, that is Timmy 1. Then I'm going to click on record. It will go ahead and start generating my animated character complete with my speech. Now it's done. I'm going to wait for it. Then I'm going to go ahead and download it. First, I'm going to listen to my speech to make sure it is what it is. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on the download button. Next, I'm going to click on back. Then I'm going to change the character to a dad stick figure. So I'm going to choose this one, adjust it. Then I'm going to click on replace audio to bring the first dad audio from 11 Lab. I'm going to click on browse to bring it. Then I'm going to go ahead and animate the character like this. I'm going to listen to it. Then I'm going to go ahead and download it. Then I'm going to do the same, click on back, change the stick animation or the stick figure to the son, Timmy. Then I'm going to click on replace audio and then browse to bring in the audio for Timmy 2, the second audio for Timmy 2. So now it's going to go ahead and generate it. Then I'm going to click on download back. Then I'm going to change the character to the dad and bring the second audio for the dad. I'm just going to click on browse and bring the second audio for the dad and wait for it to animate. I'm going to download it and then go ahead and click on back, change the character to Timmy. The stick figure, this one, I call it Timmy. Then click on browse and then bring in the third voiceover, wait for it to generate. Please do not forget to subscribe. Click on download after listening to it. Then I'm going to click on back, change the character to the father, to the stick figure that is the father. So I'm just going to change the character like this. Then I'm going to click on browse to bring in the voiceover for the dad, that is for the third animation. Then I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to animate. Listen to it, then also go ahead and download it. Go ahead and change the character to Timmy, the stick figure that I call Timmy. So I'm just going to change it to Timmy and then click on browse again and then bring in the fourth audio for Timmy, then wait for it to animate. If you like, you can listen again and then go ahead and download it. Then click on back, change the character to the stick figure that is the father. You can choose from any of the stick figures, but I prefer this one because of the storyline. Then click on browse and bring in the fourth audio for the father, wait for it to animate. Then take a listen if you like again and then go ahead and click on download. Then click on back again to bring the fifth, change the character first to the stick figure that is the son. Then click on replace audio, then browse to bring in the fifth audio for the son. Then go ahead and take a listen if you like and then download it. I'm just going to go ahead and change the character to the dad stick figure. Then click on replace audio. Click on replace audio, browse, bring the fifth audio for the dad, which is the last one for the conversation. Wait for it to animate. If you are still watching, please do not forget to subscribe. Then go ahead and take a listen if you like and then click on download to download it. For the final step, go to CapCut, click on import, bring in the animated video for the dad, the 5 of them, the one you generated in Adobe Express. Click on import again and bring in the animated video for Timmy the son, the 5 of them, the ones you generated in Adobe Express. So the next thing you are going to do is you are going to go and click on Timmy 1. Remember, you named them, I asked you to name them, so I'm going to drag in Timmy 1 to the timeline. Then I'm going to take a listen to make sure it's the one. So I'm just going to go ahead and search for that one, which is the next audio. I'm going to reduce the length. Then I'm going to go ahead and search for that one because I named them, so it is easy for me to identify. So I'm just going to drag that one to the timeline like this. I'm going to also go ahead and drag in Timmy 2. So you see the logic behind naming them in your computer. I'm just going to drag in Timmy 2. Next, I'm going to drag in that 2. I'm just going to go ahead and search for that 2 and then drag that 2 in. First, I'm going to go ahead and reduce the length of the timeline. Then I'm going to go ahead and drag in that 2. So, having done that, I'm going to go ahead and drag in Timmy 3. I'm just going to scroll and then drag in Timmy 3. Next is that 3. I'm going to go ahead and just search for that 3 and then drag it in rather. So next is Timmy 4. I'm going to go back, scroll down and search for Timmy 4, and then I'll just drag in Timmy 4 like this. Next, I'll go ahead and search for that 4. Because my video is a two-way conversation between a dad and his son, I had to name my audio when generating it for easy organization and identification. So next, I'm going to go ahead and search for Timmy 5. So I'm going to drag in Timmy 5. Then I'm going to go ahead and drag in that 5, and which is the end of my of the video's conversation. So I'm just going to go ahead and search for that 5, drag in that 5 into the conversation like this. I recommend taking a listen to your video to make sure all is well. So I'm just going to click on it and then I'm going to go ahead and listen to the video to make sure that everything is fine. After listening to your video, you can decide that you want to add a transition. Just go to the top. You can decide to add a transition, or you can decide to add captions to your video. I'm not going to be doing any of that, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on export to export my video. Then I'm going to click on export again so that it can start downloading into my device. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you have any question.